Welcome, modern day mystics, fellow truth seekers. James and Justin here again with an up close and personal video here. We were talking about this and we were like, we gotta stop. We gotta make a video about this. Because we were just talking about how strange the world has gotten recently. You might be feeling like the world is going crazy, right? And you might be feeling like you're going crazy. But I don't think you're alone. I think
if you feel that way, you are definitely not alone.
Yeah. Like the world is much wilder, I think, than we are willing to admit sometimes.
Well, yeah, and I find it fascinating that you could be in the middle of an exploded battlefield and there would be somebody that's like, what are you talking about? It's fine. Like wearing tattered clothes. Like sounds like a bunch of complainers. But if you're not terminally insincere and you can have the ability to, be honest with other people and you're kind of reaching, where's the fucking sincerity in life? You found it. Because Terence McKenna alluded to this, that things were going to get stranger and stranger and stranger. I literally think it's one of the elements of, learning how to meditate and just tolerate truth. Truth can be strange on its own. And so it's like a practice of recentering and a balancing act, essentially. I've talked to people that are like, man, is it just me or is getting old? It's weird. It feels weird getting old. And I was like, it is. Everything's weird. We're on the cusp of so many things. And maybe it's always that way. Maybe people in the 1800s were like, what the hell is this technological revolution?
Well, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that is the reason why things feel so strange right now is because all the systems, all the things that were just slowly, gradually kind of evolving now seem to be hyper, expanding, moving, getting greater, bigger, like with AI and government systems and your regular way of life is changed, man. Go look at some videotapes of the 80s and what it was like in the 80s and 90s. Well, we live in a radically different world. Just 20 years ago.
Here's the thing.
2030.
Here's the thing. You got to give the devil its due. There are people that can tolerate a lot more than others, or maybe have a lower threshold of strong emotions, and because you read really tragic stats about people that spend all their time on Instagram and they get depressed seeing all these other people living these lavish lives, going to parties you're not at, meeting celebrities, whatever the hell it is. And they get sad, but then there's other people that the problem is if you're like, man, I think I'm getting depressed. I got to get off of Instagram or I got to get off of whatever it is, Facebook. Mm-hmm. And somebody's like, what are you talking about? You just got to come on, man, you got to be a G. It's like not everybody's the same. You got to know what you are. You got to be, and I'm a big proponent of being more honest. Find the other honest people. If you can't find any honest people, then you got to find a partner in yourself that's like, I don't give a shit what the fuck is going on,
Yeah.
And I believe that there's good and bad of everything. There's good orators, there's good clinicians, but there's also bad ones. I think that there's people that mislabel certain things that they don't understand what it's like to be the experiencer of the situation.
One of the things I'm finding irritating is this everyone seems to be pushing the new thing coming out. You need to jump on this now so you can capitalize and make your life better. And it was there's a million of those going on right now.
Right.
And it's I don't want to do that. I don't want to spend every waking moment on my weekend trying to figure out how I can jump on the next trend so I can capitalize on it. I just want to enjoy my life. I want to look at my kids play.
Right. But one thing I have found, and I believe that there's probably other people that if they really regarded their situation and their experience in this place, is that many people idealize some grass is greener situation. There's a better life for you. You can improve things. You can, don't you feel bad about what's going on right now? Well, I got the solution. All this idealizing of other people's situations can... What's the first rule of Buddhism? It's life is suffering or something like that. Once you start off with, this is going to be a challenge. Being a human, whether I'm rich or poor, is going to be I'm fundamentally a human. I'm organic matter. So there's going to be elements to this life that are challenging and tough to deal with. If you realize that that's what life is, it's pleasure and enjoyment and peace and satisfaction are just a fucking cherry on top. It's like, start off with acknowledging, oh, I'm going to a party, it's probably going to be tough. You go to these things expecting I'm going to have the time of my life. Everything's going to be so fun and great and beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's like, start off right. That doesn't mean going there anticipating bad things and being like, why are you in a bad mood? Because the first rule of life is that it's tough. No. Be brave about how you approach life. I believe in myself. I can do this. And yeah, it's going to be tough. But honesty helps you through,
And it's so cliche what you say about being brave about oneself. I used to laugh about that when I was a kid, when I would hear famous rock stars and stuff get their awards and be like, you gotta follow your dreams and believe. They probably did on many, they probably had to go through hell to get to the achievements that they actually had. It is very hard to believe in yourself. Don't underestimate that.
Right, because we probably live in one of the most competitive times on the planet. I was asking my dad last night. I was like, do you ever get to a point where you're not humbled anymore? I still get humbled sometimes. One of the feelings I fucking hate is things aren't what you thought they were, and you're knocked off that little, you got too big for your britches and you get taken down a few pegs. That sucks. Yeah. But if I allow that to turn me into some kind of fucking hermit, if I allow that to turn me into some kind of scared, frightened person, that's not happening. Yeah. And it's like, well, that sounds like some foolish ass shit. That sounds like a way to land yourself in prison. Yeah. All you can do is try to orient yourself to what you actually believe is right and good, and then face life boldly. And then if you're wrong, admit you're wrong. If you're whatever the case is. Yeah, but things are bizarre. Let's get back to the main point that the world is getting bizarre. Lots of things are bizarre. I'm like, wow, the frequency of synchronicity and seemingly spiritual events are rising. The level of strange technological advancement is rising. Yeah. All these questions are being raised. Well,
there's that mixed up with I feel like there's this temperature, this feeling right now, where people are whatever's going on right now is not right. There's something going on. They don't believe in their systems anymore. They don't believe that the people. I think we all felt at a certain time in our lives oh yeah, the system's kind of rigged for the big guy, and we just do our thing. But now it's no one. It feels like no one trusts anyone anymore. They don't trust the system, and then they're being bombarded by new technologies that are evolving and changing around them that might threaten what they actually do for a living. Mixed with aliens in the sky. Mixed with everything's changing and evolving.
So what is a solid point we can drive home here? I think the most main point you can give in lieu of everything that we've said is that you're not alone. Yeah. You're not. If you feel this way, you're not alone. Because is it a challenge? Is the future unclear? Is the next step to take unclear? At times it can be. Sometimes it can be just sitting still is fucking being in a storm.
So true.
But you're not alone, and we're in this together. And I think it's important for the people that see each other's viewpoints, support each other, stay with each other, interact. We love the comments. Sometimes we get so many comments, it's overwhelming, but we love it. We love the engagement, and everybody gets a say. Everybody gets to say, everything from, hey, keep it up to, this is why you're wrong. Yeah. That's okay. So you're not alone, essentially.
Yeah. And you're probably right when things just feel strange. Some days I wake up and I feel like I'm living in another dimension. I feel I don't feel like I was the same person yesterday. It feels like things are constantly evolving and changing, and you're probably right. But like Justin said, you're not alone. And we're kind of, as humanity, trying to figure out this strangeness. I don't know if that's because consciousness is becoming hyper aware of itself. I'm not totally sure why. We're all going to have to try to figure this out.
Well, yeah, and there's an element to this. A lot of times we come on this thing and we're just we're throwing our opinions. there arrives a time in your life where you're like, I don't know what the right opinion is to say here, but I've missed what I was going to say. I know what I was going to say. I was going to say it's fascinating to see people that try to organize things in the midst of chaos. You know, like it's. I understand it. I understand people trying to label every different thing. Let me put a label there. Let me put a label. There's an explanation for why you feel this way. It's this. And it's like a mad dash for people to grasp and understand and label this reality when maybe there's an element of all this of like kind of giving in. Like I surrendering to reality or God or whatever it is. Like I don't understand. But, I'm going to try to choose to have hope. I'm going to try to choose to believe in humanity because one of the strangest things about us is that we've made it this far. Yeah. Is that humanity has made it this far given our checkered past. Yeah. Given our...
Well, depending on where you are in this, like maybe you're feeling overwhelmed by strangeness. Don't underestimate the power of keeping your hands busy. Finding a task, sometimes that is... But I think there's also people that they've learned that tool and they use it so much that they fail to recognize what's going on around them.
Did you see
for that? Well, I think so. What I'm trying to say is that depending on what side of that spectrum you find yourself on, maybe you need to, do the counterintuitive thing.
Yeah.
Or try the thing that you're not doing to become more aware or to just give your head a break.
Yeah, one size doesn't fit all necessarily. It's like it's one person's time to sit quietly and meditate, and it's another person's time to like get up and go do something, Yeah. And all you can do is try stuff. All you can do is switch up your diet. Go try to find somebody to talk to understand what you're saying, and But have you seen that video of the streamer that lost his mind? Oh, he was like, I hate my life. I hate streaming. I don't want to play these video games. I'm alone. I have no friends. It's hard to watch because he's really pouring his heart out.
Yeah.
But sometimes I feel like people could use one of these fucking Instagram models to be like, hey man, here's what I look like without a filter. I'm alone. I'm lonely. Yeah. Sometimes we need to know the reality versus what this veneer we're being bombarded with of life and other people's things.
Yeah.
I sit down with my wife sometimes and I'm like, do you think that like you would be shocked to like if you could see into some of these people that promote some glitzy lifestyle like celebrities, if you really looked at it, you'd be like weirded out? Like I wouldn't want to be there. Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily want to like be behind scenes with everything that goes on. Reality sets in.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You guys, even with everything we say a lot of shit on this channel. It's still just a snapshot.
Yeah. Of our
we're
lives.
Fucking humans, man. We are humans with flaws.
We got a whole.
And I just said, I get humbled. I'm superstitious. There's videos we do where I'm like, James, I feel like everybody from that demographic you're talking to has been praying for me all week. Feels weird. I'm that crazy. So. But this is like a journey, and in this age of more and more interconnection and connecting with people, this is strange. Some people watching this may have never heard two people speak this way. Who talks like this? What the hell? Where's the mind games and the fake persona? No, I'm not doing that, man. I find that kind of thing. And next thing you know, you're like, I feel like the world is very competitive and everybody's kind of putting on a fake persona and they're like, oh, that's called afraid of everybody syndrome. So here's some pills to take for that. It's like, fuck this. No, I'm not doing that, and I'm not against somebody seeking help. Everybody's got their own path. But I'm just hoping that this video meets somebody where they're at and they're like, oh God, somebody knows what the hell I'm feeling.
Yeah.
I hope that that's what happens with this.
Hopefully. Let us know, guys. we want to hear from you about how you feel about this. Life is strange and you're not alone. So if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, share it with a friend, and everybody until next time, stay spiritual.